Good morning, and thank you for tuning in to the Andrew Tate Show, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We've got a great show for you guys today. We'll be covering Super Bowl LVIII viral moments, the effect of name, image, and likeness towards the Super Bowl draft, a woman who falls into a dumpster after tossing trash, and make sure you stick around for later in the show when we'll be diving into the oddities of the day. Before we start, I would just like to ask that you like and follow the show. Also, we get a number of questions from viewers that come in during the show, so to ensure that your question gets read on the air, I ask that you use the tips and donation link with your question. The tips and donation link is streamelements.com/gsmcsportsnetwork./tip. This puts your question at the top of the list so that I can see it, and it also just really helps the show. Hello, Tate. How are you?
Good morning, Miss Faith. How are you?
I'm good. I'm a lot more alert than yesterday.
I can see it in you.
I got a full 8 hours yesterday.
Okay. So before the show, I've been making fun of Faith about the whole SpongeBob halftime show and the Nickelodeon broadcast. So I actually caught a little bit of it, and I was telling Faith before we started that it's a lot cooler than I thought it would be. A kid would love it.
Mm-hmm.
Then another thing, I have to give you a warning, just in case you and the audience a warning. Today is Carnival.
Oh yeah, I was going to say Happy Mardi Gras.
Carnival. Yes. Carnival is a big deal in Portugal. And in the town I'm in, I'm right by the ocean and the city center. Do not be surprised if all of a sudden, out of nowhere, midway through this show, you start hearing a bunch of music and people yelling and screaming. And
it'll be a nice addition.
You know, I don't know how racy the costumes will be, but no one will see the costumes. I'll see the costumes, but everyone else will not. So if it gets a little out of hand, then warning, Faith. If it gets too crazy, you may have to finish the show on your own.
Great.
But if not, if it gets a little noisy, I apologize in advance. And Faith is like, I am not prepared to do this show by myself today.
Let's hope it doesn't get too bad.
Right now, nothing's happened yet, so I don't know what time it starts.
Fingers
but
crossed.
It's noon. It's noon here, and the road is all like blocked off, so it could go. Things could be popping off any second, or even after the show.
Well, fingers crossed that it happens after the show. So I do this by myself.
I have total faith in you.
Hilarious. I haven't heard that one before.
Total faith, blind faith. You know, I tell you that all the time. I totally have blind faith in you, especially on people do not realize how much blind faith I have. How much blind faith I have in faith.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Okay.
Well, today we're going to be talking about the Super Bowl LVIII viral moments that happened on Sunday night. So if you don't know, last year, because the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, they had a victory parade in Kansas City. When the Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl last year, close to 1 million flooded the streets of downtown for a victory parade to rally. To celebrate their second win in a row, this Wednesday event could bring even more. I wonder how many people are going to show up for that. People from Kansas City and then people from out of town as well.
I'm definitely saying it's just as many as last time, if not a few more. I've been to a few victory parades. The craziest one of all is when the Cleveland Cavaliers won. I think there was like 2-3 million people there. That was a madhouse.
Yeah. I don't
So
how big is Kansas City? I've never been. Is it?
It feels like it's a bigger city, but it has a small town feel. It's not I hate saying it's not a major city, but it's not like it's just kind of it has its own little unique feel to it.
Yeah.
It's definitely not Atlanta. Do not even think close to Atlanta. I mean, as far as size goes, I'm using that because Faith is from Georgia.
Yeah.
So let's say like Birmingham.
Okay.
Have you ever been to Birmingham?
No, but I know the size wise of Birmingham, so.
And people in Missouri, do not attack me because I just compared it to Birmingham. I'm just using a point of reference that Miss Faith would understand.
Well, I guess if it's, not as big as Atlanta, 100 million people flooding the city for a parade, whew, I would not want to be there.
Not a couple million, not a million, or not 100. 100 million, that's a party.
Yeah.
I'm flying 100 million. I'm flying in for that one.
Alrighty, another viral moment. Beyonce released new music during the Super Bowl, teasing more to come. She teased, confirmed, and dropped new music in the span of less than an hour. She promoted it, I believe, with the Verizon commercial that happened during the Super Bowl. So, I know you're a Beyonce fan. So
Not necessarily. There's some of her music I like. I'm more of a fan for the wrong reasons.
I see.
That's all. Not I like a Swiftie. I'm not really into the music, but the
I see.
production.
You're more of into
Okay.
person than.
Yeah. Then you understand.
Yeah.
Okay. Couple of things with Beyonce. And maybe you can set me straight on one of them. Number one, she released it. She's releasing some of the music from her new album, and also they're gearing up for her next concert, which they're saying like the Taylor Swift concert may be the biggest concert in history series.
Right.
And they're thinking that it may get broken by Beyonce is the one that may break it. And I was pretty confident that was going to happen. Okay, is this true? Do you know this or not? They're saying that Beyonce's new album could be a country album.
I have not heard that. I don't
I
know.
saw that and I'm like, what in the who?
Beyonce doing
Okay.
country? That sounds.
Weird.
Yeah.
But I just saw from Outkast just release a flute album.
I don't
You know what I mean? I always get them mixed up, but the one guy from Outkast, Outkast is a rap group, famous group, and then the one guy, he released an album. Everyone was all excited about it, and he was just playing weird flutes. And I'm like, oh, I'm glad I didn't buy that album. I'm glad I didn't pre-order that one.
It says this is from the New York Times. Beyonce announces new country album, Act 2, after
Told
Super
you.
Bowl commercial.
That sounds crazy, right? Look and see the look on your face. See,
Beyonce
so even
doing
you're
country
kind of like,
music.
what?
This is a big step away from like her
Oh
previous
no,
stuff
that just
and like Destiny's Child, like country music. That's
so
I
I'm
would
not
never have
crazy,
guessed
right?
that. No.
Okay? How do you feel about Beyonce dropping a country album?
I don't know. I've never
I'm
picked
not-
her as someone who even like likes country music. So I mean, for her to sing country music, I don't know. I guess.
Okay, before this news I just gave you, which I mean I don't know how true it is. Who were you expecting more a collab with? Beyonce and Lil Wayne doing an album, or Beyonce and Dolly Parton? I'm not
No.
expecting you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Garth Brooks and Beyonce doing an album, doing a song together.
Yeah,
that's
insane to
I-
me.
I think it's kind of like sometimes people are going too far, like the whole flute album.
Yeah.
Mama say if it don't feel right, it ain't right. This don't feel right.
It does not feel right. at all. No.
See, even when you looked it up and you saw the New York Times and you saw that could be a possibility,
Yeah.
the look on your face said it all. Like, what do you mean it's a country album? That just feels wrong.
Well, I guess, I mean, like Taylor Swift
I didn't mean to make this
started out-
segment into
No.
but that's not that big of a transition. Taylor
from country to
Swift.
pop. So
No,
no.
that's just a little boot scoop boogie on over to just a little bit more drums.
Boot scoop boogie.
All right, didn't mean to go that far over on the edge there. All right,
Okay.
what's another one?
Here's one that I really want to talk about.
We
Rob
just
Gron-
made a segment too.
Rob
All right, go
Gronkowski once again failed to kick a field goal as a part of the FanDuel Kick of Destiny promotion.
Okay, I didn't see this, so
You didn't see
you
that?
missed it again?
Yeah, and it was, I don't understand how he missed it. It was so close in proximity to him.
Field goals are a lot harder than you think it is, especially everyone's looking at you.
I understand,
I-
but
Listen, I gave up doing field goals years ago. I remember we were at our high school field. This is I went back and just a bunch of guys just goof around, and they were kicking field goals. And the one dude, he ripped his his groin and his glute trying to kick a field goal. He was like on the shelf for like 3 months. Oh no, I leave that to the trained professionals. I'm not getting out there on national TV and tearing my glutes while I'm trying to kick a field goal.
well, he is a professional,
Gronk,
right?
yes, Gronkowski may be the greatest tight end in history. Tight ends, they're muscular.
Oh, so he's
Shannon
not-
Sharp. No, he's not a kicker.
Oh,
He
okay.
used to be he's an
I
all-time
didn't know
great
that.
tight end.
I didn't know
So
that.
the argument is Gronkowski or is it Travis Kelce are the greatest two tight ends to ever play the game? And then Shannon Sharp would be third or fourth, one of the top five. But those guys are normally bigger and muscular, maybe not as flexible. You got to follow through on that kick. And Gronk, reason why he had to retire, he had a lot of injuries. I could see why he missed a few.
Well, I think he did it once before and then he missed again. So you think he would practice for this?
Oh
so he
no!
would-
If you know anything about Grunk's living in the moment. He's probably out there. He's probably smashing beers on his head, and hanging out, doing everything else. He's not practicing. He's gonna kick a field goal. He got other things to do. That doesn't surprise me at all. I haven't seen it, so I'm predicting he's gonna miss it next year. I don't even know if he's doing it next year, but he's missing it.
Oh gosh, that's crazy. So you remember, or one of our topics for show last week was Elmo, right?
Yes. And
Elmo-
Elmo got beat down. I know he got beat down and choked out by Larry David. That's what I remember. So he may be, he's not through therapy yet. So let's see what's going on with Elmo.
Elmo tweeted on X during the Super Bowl. He said, "When both teams are red, it's hard for Elmo to pick which team to root for." In true sportsmanlike fashion, he added, "Elmo will cheer for both."
Okay, first off, hasn't Elmo had enough with the tweeting? He already has. This is how all this stuff started with Elmo with a
needs to
tweet.
get off social media.
Elmo needs to leave X alone. That sounds like a drug. Leave the X alone, Elmo.
Since
You
he
got beat
turned-
down.
Since he turned 3 years old, he's not old enough to be on social media anyway. So why is Elmo on Twitter?
Okay, the craziest, most raunchiest social media there is.
Yeah, the most outlandish
listen.
social media platform.
I have a rule in life when it comes to social media. Do not open X up in public. No. Because sometimes you don't even have to subscribe to it. As a guy, it'll be like, oh, let me check out and see if there's any breaking news, and there'll be something breaking off. No, I don't open. You open X in the privacy of your home.
I
That's
would
why they
have
changed the name.
probably, yeah.
You know, Twitter my butt X.
I never got on that platform, so I don't plan on getting on it now.
I'm thinking, like it sounds bad. I don't mean to sound prudish, but I have thought about ditching X as well. It's kind of gotten kind of out of control, and
Yeah.
all you got to do, if as you know, you're like, oh, she looks good in that outfit. Let me go to her page and her page, and next thing you know, it didn't broke off on X. You got to be careful on X.
Well, coming back to Elmo.
Like Elmo to X. Okay, sorry about that. Let's listen.
Elmo also sent a good luck hug to Mr. Usher ahead of his halftime performance. He shared a video of Usher singing the ABC song with Elmo and several other Muppets on Sesame Street.
See, I'm twisting all this stuff around. Nice job, Elmo. But speaking of sending out hugs, Usher's getting enough heat for some of the hugs he gave with Alicia Keys out there.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. I did not know that Alicia Keys was married, but it's been like all over my TikTok of like people like reenacting like how Alicia Keys' husband reacted to Usher grabbing
Usher's
on
over
her.
there singing "You'll Always Be My Boo" while he's getting all cuddly.
Yeah.
And then Elmo sending out hugs. I'm like, I'm just saying, pump your brakes. All right.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You didn't
Puppy
think these would take this long, did you?
No, I didn't. I honestly thought we were going to speed through these. All right.
Surprise.
Puppy Bowl 20. The results are in. Team Ref wins. I did not watch the Puppy Bowl. I honestly forgot that was a thing. Puppy Bowl.
Okay. First off, talking about something way past its prime, they need to put Puppy Bowl down.
That's a poor choice of words.
Was it really a poor choice of
Poor
words?
choice of words.
It's time to put Puppy Bowl down. Who's watching Puppy Bowl? But okay, you know what? I didn't even know about the Nickelodeon cast, and I saw that, and I'm like, actually, that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
So maybe Puppy Bowl is something, but I'm thinking
Well,
I'm watching Elmo and Dora the Explorer before I'm watching Puppy Bowl. It's gone. It's past its prime.
I assume, if they're still going with it, a bunch of people are watching it.
Listen,
So-
there is nothing. Okay, if you own a network and you're running a network and you have a time slot and you're like, oh, hey, you're going up against the Super Bowl. You're not putting your prime stuff out there. You're like, shh, throw some Puppy Bowl out there, Cat Bowl 9. No one's putting their top stuff out against the Super Bowl. You're just getting beat down in the ratings. Just throw Puppy Bowl 19 out there.
Honestly, you just said Cat Bowl. I would definitely watch a Cat Bowl. That would be an interesting thing.
Listen, I'm just finding out about Dora and SpongeBob doing their own little thing. So, okay.
Alrighty. Also, we had a number of celebrity appearances at the Super Bowl. Of course, Taylor Swift was there. Everybody knows Taylor Swift was there. We had Blake Lively was also in the box with Taylor Swift, and we also had Ice Spice, who is a up-and-coming female rapper. Then, of course, Post Malone. He sang America's Beautiful, whatever the name of that song is.
Okay, I'm just gonna let her keep on rolling. Let me take a sip.
We had Gwen Stefani, LeBron James was there, Lady Gaga, Beyonce and Jay-Z. Did not know this, found out this morning. Justin Bieber was at the Super Bowl and did not like guest appear in Usher's performance.
We're upset about this, though.
I'm upset about it.
Everyone's all salty because they didn't see the beads.
Yeah, I was upset about it too. We also had Paul Rudd, Gordon Ramsay, and Guy Fieri were also at the Super Bowl. Miss Queen Latifah, love her. Luke Combs and Jeff Goldblum, and I'm sure there were plenty of others.
Okay, I got a question on this one. Maybe you have the answer. Maybe you may have to look it up a little bit. Is it true that Kanye West bought a box or something near Taylor Swift's box, and Taylor Swift complained about it, and Kanye got thrown out of the Super Bowl? Is that true?
I don't know. That's crazy, though.
Is that if listen, I'm not trying to break no news or start anything, but I did see this on TikTok, and we all know TikTok cannot be your top choice of sources for things. You got to check things. I'm merely asking Faith. Y'all are just hearing behind the scenes. This is Faith and I having a little private conversation y'all don't need to worry about. But is that true? Because I saw that the Sheba, and his whole plan was whenever they panned to Taylor Swift in the box, Kanye would be right there by them, and they threw him out. Is that true? See, I got Faith looking hard. I have no clue, but that's kind of, you didn't hear it from me. I just saw it on.
I don't see that, but it says he was booed by the crowd at the Super Bowl with his kids.
Kanye got booed.
Were there. His kids were there too, and they booed him and his kids.
Okay, while you're looking this up, Kanye, I think, is one of the most talented dudes ever. Love Kanye's music, some of the best albums I've ever heard. But this dude he's turning into the grumpy old weird man.
He's gone off the rails.
The teeth, the hoodie, the mask, all this stuff. And yeah, they were talking about he had the mask with his own little logo on it, and that they had him, that he was removed. So
okay,
I'm not reporting this. I just saw this.
They're saying allegedly he was kicked out of the Super Bowl for buying seats in her suite.
Okay, if you are Taylor Swift, the last man on the planet you want to be in your booth, near your booth, is Kanye West, right?
Right, yeah.
Just think about that history.
Yes.
Taylor Swift wins. Hey, wait a minute. The best album of the year was Beyonce. Dude, this wasn't even your moment. Get off the stage. She should have dropped an elbow on him. See, I'm pro elbow.
That also happened to her this year, too.
I know.
I don't know if it was announced like on stage, but I know Jay-Z, like on social media, was like, Beyonce should have gotten Album of the Year.
Did she have an album like this year?
I don't know.
I don't think she had. She got that Boot Scoot Boogie album coming out.
Or like
all her exes live in Texas. A country album coming out.
That will be I might have to honestly listen to that. I don't like country music, but just the fact that it's Beyonce doing a country album, it's just like, that's interesting.
Okay, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna go and I will listen to it on like what Apple Music or something. I may listen to a little bit, but I'm gonna let you know this right now. The brother won't be spending one dime on that country album. She can keep her little country grammar to herself. I will not be buying that sucker. I'm gonna let y'all know. Then Jay-Z, what? She comes out a country album. Jay-Z comes out with a heavy metal album. They meet in the middle.
I would listen to a Jay-Z heavy metal album.
Of course you would, Miss Headbanger Ball. I just learned that Faith is a big time headbanger in the car when she's driving on the road.
Yep, I'm a metalhead.
I cannot see that at
I know I don't look
all.
like a metalhead, but I love
No.
metal.
See, I learned this week, I learned she loves metal and apparently Usher with her shirt off. These are things I did not think I would ever learn about her.
Alrighty,
Okay.
guys. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to be discussing how name, image, and likeness has led to a glaring lack of depth in the 2024 NFL Draft.